Okay guys, so nobody can find hand sanitizer right now. It's pretty much gone everywhere. We use it a lot here at the pharmacy, and we also have not been able to find any. It's very hard to find, just like toilet paper. So a lot of people are saying, well, how do I make this at home? And there's lots of videos online showing you how to make it. But one thing that they're all getting wrong, they're all telling you to get this specific amount of alcohol. And as we know, it's very hard to find alcohol right now also. So a lot of people are saying, well, how do I make it? Because I can't find 91% alcohol. I can't find 70% alcohol. I can't find this percent alcohol. Everybody's looking for an exact amount of alcohol. It's just a simple math problem. And I'll teach you really quick how to make hand sanitizer out of any percent alcohol. Ideally, yeah, there you go. Technically, guys, you don't really need to dilute this stuff. The only reason why a lot of people are telling you to dilute it is because it's much easier to handle. So technically, if you find 70% alcohol, you can just use that in your hands, and that's really about it. That's all you really need. Of course, it's not convenient because it's not viscous, and therefore it's going to go all over the place. You can put in a little spray bottle and spray it in your hands. That's more than enough. As long as it's over 60% alcohol, that's all you need. But if you want to make, those little convenient travel-sized bottles that are nice and thick so that they don't spill all over the place, then I'll teach you a little bit of how to do it right now. Like I said, it's just a simple math problem, and you can do it with any strength of alcohol. It's just basically diluting it with just enough amount to bring it down to the right amount of alcohol. Remember, it does have to be over 60%. So a lot of people are saying just put water or just put this or put that. You have no idea how much the end product is of alcohol. The other issue is also alcohol does displace water. It makes it evaporate easier. And so theoretically, math-wise, this is the way to do it. But again, remember, in real life, it's not going to be the exact percent. So I always say shoot for a higher percent just in case. It doesn't hurt. Putting too much alcohol in your hands might make your hands very, very dry. So make sure you're using moisturizer also. I recommend whatever you use glycerin in your product to give you that moisturizing effect. So, all right, so stay tuned, and we're gonna teach you really quick on how to make homemade hand sanitizer. All right, so super simple. This number right here, 95, that's whatever alcohol you start with, whether it's 70, whether it's 95. So you can do 70%, you can do 95%, which is what Everclear is. That's where you put that number. Down here, you put the number of, you're always going to use 0 because all the other ingredients that you use are going to be 0. So glycerin, if you're using glycerin, which is what I recommend, it's 0%. If you use that baby oil gel, it's also 0%. So whatever you're going to add to it, so the alcohol, and then whatever you're going to add to it is 0%. Here in the middle, you put whatever amount you want at the end. So we want to end up with 65% alcohol. If you want to end up with 60, then you would use 60 there. Whatever you want, whatever number you want to end up with, you want to put there. Remember, we recommend having alcohol hand sanitizer that's above 60%. So in this case, I just put 65 just so we can have some wiggle room. The next step, let's do the math. So really quick. So we're going to do tic-tac-toe. We're going to do 95 minus 65, which is going to equal to 30. Then we're going to do 0 minus 65 would give you negative 65, but we don't use negative numbers, so it's just going to be 65. So again, 95 minus 65 is 30. 0 minus 65, it would be 65. So, and these are going to be parts. This is how much you're going to add of each one. So if you notice, the total you're going to add is 65 and 30. So 65 plus 30 equals 95. 65 plus 30 equals 95. Okay, so we need 65 out of 95 total, and we're going to need 30 out of 95 total. So this part up here is your alcohol. This part down here is your whatever you use, whether it's glycerin or whatever you use, that's going to be that. So 65 divided by 95, and then you multiply times whatever amount you want to make. So you want to make a gallon of this stuff, which I don't know why you would, but let's say you want to make a gallon, you would put 1 gallon there. In this case, we want to make 60 milliliters. So we're going to put 65 divided by 95 times 60. Therefore, we need 41 milliliters of Everclear. And then we're going to need 30 divided by 95 times 60. We're going to need 19 milliliters of either the baby oil gel or the glycerin. All right. So super easy, right? So remember, right here, you put whatever amount of alcohol you're starting with. All this top part is all alcohol. All this bottom down here, that's all whatever you use. So you're starting with 95, and then you put 95 there, 95% alcohol. The bottom will always be 0 because if you add water, water is 0% alcohol. If you add baby oil is 0% alcohol. If you add glycerin, 0% alcohol. So you're diluting it. In the middle, you put how much you want to end up with. We want to end up with 65% alcohol. 95 minus 65 is 30. 65 minus 0 is 65. We're going to add these two up. 65 plus 30 equals 95. So 95. Again, 65 divided by 95, then times the amount that you want to do, which is 60 mLs, equals to 41 mLs. 30 divided by 95 times 60 equals 19 mLs. So therefore, you're going to get 41 mLs of alcohol, or in this case, Everclear. And then you're going to get 19 mLs of either glycerin or baby oil. Shake it up really well, and that's it. That's how you make simple sanitizer. All right, so my tech actually found a really cool website that does all the math for you, so you don't have to do it. I'll link the what's it called, the website on the description. So same thing. Stock bottle is what we're starting with. We're starting with 95% alcohol. We want to make a 60 milliliter bottle, and we want the final bottle to have 65% alcohol. So you just plug in those numbers again. You're starting with 95% alcohol. If you start with 70%, you put that there. The amount you want to make a gallon, you put a gallon there. And then the desired concentration, what you want to end up with. You want to end up with 60% alcohol, or you want to end up with 75, or you want to end up with 65, whatever you put there. And then this amount right here is the amount that you're going to have to put of alcohol. So in this case, we would use 41%, actually 41 milliliters of alcohol. And then you just subtract the amount with 60 minus 41. And that would be the amount of whatever else you want to put, whether it's glycerin or water or whatever you want to use. You would do that. So the full volume is 60. 41 of that, it's going to be alcohol. So 60 minus 41, and it'll tell you how much of water to use. Good job, Joey. All right, so super simple. That's what you use. Everclear and isopropyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol, ethanol alcohol, it doesn't matter. Glycerin is, like I said, that's what I recommend. And not that hard. You can find Everclear super cheap. So you can use that if you can't find any other type of alcohol. All right, guys. Well, y'all have fun. Stay safe out there. Don't catch corona.